So I was amazed, and I finally got one. I got one by saving Kohl's cash and all this other stuff, and it's the only thing I wanted for Hanukkah. And I seriously did not put this vacuum away. We went. It was a down like we had like a split level like 5-story kind of thing, and you go down, and you go right from the rec room, and you go down, and I would put it there, right there, right before the rec room, and the top and the floor for the family room. And my ex was with me. She was like, "Why don't you put that away? Why don't you put that away? It looks horrible. It looks horrible out there." I'm like, "It's a Dyson. It's gorgeous." All right. I talked to my friend Neil about it. He was an engineer. He's like, "I got a Millie. A Millie is really expensive." He's like, "I got it because of this, 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 and this, and this." I'm like, "Okay." And I'm like, "What do you think about the Dyson?" He's like, "I don't know about those clutches. I've heard issues there. They heard issues with the clutches." So Kevin and Kevin loved vacuum. I loved vacuum, loved the vacuum, I'd always vacuum. Even with the last people I was with, I always loved the vacuum. And I always loved Dyson. So anyhow, the clutch was going out. I thought on it or something. It's making some weird noise. So my dumbass starts taking it apart. And I'm taking it apart. And my ex is like, she's going to and fro with the kids and stuff. And she's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "The clutch is making a weird noise." She's like, "Why don't you just return it to Kohl's? You have no idea what you're doing. You have no idea what you're doing. And those are not known to be able to be worked on easily." And I'm like, "Oh, that's a good point there. That's a good point." So I packaged the son of a bitch up. I took it back to Kohl's and I got another one. Ever since then, my person I was with before, I got her a Dyson and she loved it. And my mom got me a Dyson and I loved it. And they're great. They're great. They're very temperamental. Very temperamental. But I mean, it's a very different kind of engineered product. And I was just so amazed by it. I'm like, "You made a cyclone?" And it was first going to be a wet dry. And they totally like repeated all that. And they just made it just a dry one. And it didn't have a see-through container, I think. So I made a see-through container. So it's the first one, a see-through container. And it's the first thing with the cyclone. And then everybody tried to, go off that. I've gotten cheaper ones that work as good as they do. But they don't have the Dyson name or the ball. And you're like, "Oh, I got a Dyson." Though I know, you suck up shit, you suck up shit. It really kind of doesn't matter if you want to pay $450 or $250 or $150. Sucking up shit is sucking up shit. But I was so amazed by the invention. And also I'm so amazed by the hand dryer he has, too. I'm like, if I ever had enough money, man, I'd get one of those hand dryers. At Honda, we actually had a Mitsubishi hand dryer. Go figure, right? Anyhow, that just... Oh, we supposedly had a Mitsubishi hair dryer. A hand dryer. So that's my fascination with the vacuum. And I was just completely amazed by it. The story, the inventor, the way he told a story, which is very important. It's all in how you tell the story, eh? It's how you tell it. Merchandising. All about the merchandising. That's what my dad used to say. It's spiel, baby. It's the spiel. And the spiel sold. The spiel sold those vacuums. The hell, those vacuums were worth $500. They weren't worth $500, $550, $450. Probably worth about $200. But if it's a story, I tell you the story, and you get in your cappy, you don't be mushug. Don't be mushug. You tell the story, then you sell the product. You sell it. That's merchandising. All right, I'm out. Do something good for humanity.